Robert Stewart was dismissed from the Los Angeles Police Department by the Police Commission after he was charged with raping a white teenager while he was on patrol. And there was no indication of what happened to him, so I decided to look into it and started pulling on the thread, and it turned out to be a very long thread.
He comes across her late in the evening. I believe there was a curfew at that time for young people. I think he inquired of her about being out at that time of night, and that was pretty much it. That was his only conversation with her. She then fabricates later, we don't know really why, but she fabricates the story that, he raped her.
Officer Stewart was immediately arrested.
And at that time, when an officer was charged with anything of significance, they're relieved of duty.
Stewart got a raw deal. He was not given any chance to present any defense to the police commission. The first trial was a hung jury. The vote was 7-5 to acquit him. The district attorney decided to retry the case, and when it was retried at the end of December 1900, he was acquitted in 40 minutes.
Once he was acquitted, the Board of Police Commissioners refused to reinstate Officer Stewart.
He never was able to get his job back.
He worked as a laborer primarily until he was 70 years old, and then the last 10 years or so of his life he worked as a janitor.
It has taken 120 years for us to recognize that an injustice was done to Officer Stewart.
For over 100 years, we didn't know about this guy. And how does that happen? How does his story get buried? And here we are in 2021 trying to make it right.
I was so pleased that all of the commissioners recognized that this was the right thing to do.
Having the police commission vote to restore Stewart undoes what their predecessors did 120 years ago.
What happened to Robert Stewart makes certain people feel uncomfortable, and it should. It should, and the only reason it makes people feel uncomfortable is because we still haven't dealt with this whole issue of race. So it's important for the city of LA to embrace that part of its history, just like we embrace the achievements.
People in the city should know that Robert Stewart was a good man. He wanted to protect the citizens of Los Angeles.